Hi there, folks. My name is Josh. I attempted to make this movie a couple times, but actually, the last time I tried to make it, I screwed up and plugged something into the jack and got a bunch of beeping noises out of the sound. So I thought I made a pretty good video, but it just, all you hear was a beep the whole time. So that was kind of irritating. So anyway, what I'm here to talk about today is simply, well, saw cutting, sewer lines, getting into concrete flooring in a house. Say you're getting ready to flip, rehab, whatever. I ran into some cast iron piping. It was pretty bad here. I'll show you a little bit of a piece of it, what it looks like. Right now, I don't know if you can see that right there, but that is the pipe. I'll give you a picture of it in the video later. It's pretty bad. Well, when I was doing the kitchen, I was changing the location of a sink. Basically discovered that all of it is like that under the slab. So I could probably baby it and put it together and sell the house and get rid of the problem. And sell, of course, the house would be sold as is. But would that be the right thing to do? Would that be the moral thing to do? Probably not. The right thing to do is to go ahead and, of course, replace it. So as you can see, I've got all the lights on. I've got lots of lights on here. So here's the floor. I'm going to show you a down shot view. Okay, so here's where I've started. Here's where I started demoing the floor. And you can see here it is there and some. And if I walk you around, I can show you where the actual cuts are. Okay, so here is the main, where it starts. Okay, on this wall right here, just on the other side is the front of the building. Of course, sewer's going to come in here. Now, I could try and follow the original line, but it's kind of irrelevant because it's cast iron and it's going to be replaced anyway, so why follow it? Just ignore it. You're going to run all new stuff anyway, so you can do it the best way that's possible for you to do now. In this case, I just made these straight lines. So here's my saw cuts. I saw cut right here with the machine all the way through, and if you follow that, it follows those saw cuts go all the way over there in the other room. And that's where we were a few minutes ago. Now, everywhere I need to jet off, okay, so here's the one, the main, of course. Here, it jets off and goes this way and goes up here. This is for the washer, drain. Okay, so we're going to go back down through the hallway here into the first bathroom. And as you saw, it came from that room, came over here like this. And of course, here is the sink is going to stay here. There's going to be a sink here. There's going to be a toilet here. I'm going to move it over a little bit. So it gives me a chance to move it over. And here's where the tub was, okay? Obviously, nothing's here now. I'm going to put in a prefabbed tub system with the sides, everything. It's going to be so much easier to deal with. I could do tile, but the reality is this house is a beautiful house, as big as the house it is, because of the area, because of its demographic, it's not going to be worth any more money. So why dump a bunch of more money into something that's not going to improve its selling point? It's going to sell just because it's getting a new roof and a new bunch of this and a new sewer system, new drains, but ultimately it still has to fit within the comps of the area. So if you got to remember that when flipping a house, yes, it's the right thing to do. Yes, it's going to cut into your budget. It's going to cut into your money. But is it the right thing to do? Yes, it is the right thing to do. But you do it as the least expensive you can do it, but still stay in the code and still do it right. Of course, like I said, the sink's going to move over. The toilet's going to move over. Over there, the toilet was originally, here, I'll show you this whole area. The toilet was originally in that spot. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, in fact. So originally, there was right here, there was a cabinet. Big cabinet right here. But it had a lot of space in it that wasn't even being used. There was a shower from roughly about here over. And now it's going to be a full-size shower that has a seat on both ends. The toilet was originally here, as you can see. I didn't like that there. And the sink was right here. Well, the sink's going to stay the same, but it's going to move over to be a full-size sink because I opened up this bathroom area. I completely moved some stuff around. And of course, I put the toilet, I'm going to put it on over here. This door is going to go away. This door doesn't need to be here. A door on the bathroom, going to the backyard, and there's no pool, doesn't need to be there. So that's going to be completely filled in. I'm going to have a framer come in and knock that out, reframe that in like a regular wall, and we'll finish the exterior, no problem. So as you can see, after the saw cuts, I've started doing some demo work. Very, very nice. This is, of course, you can see it's a um, wire mesh enforced slab. I'll show you some tricks that we're gonna have to do, because you can't just saw cut and then pour concrete back down there. Now you gotta do some things. You gotta make the concrete reinforce it again, but what you do to reinforce it is you use rebar. Well, how do you use rebar and reinforce it to already existing concrete? I'll show you in time. But right now, I'm just gonna do some run through on the actual slab itself. I'm gonna do some demo work. Pretty cut and dry. Eventually, now I gotta get to my electrical here in the next couple of days. This old house has the old metal boxes. See those metal boxes? When it comes to residential, that's old school stuff. You know, nobody uses metal boxes inside of a home anymore. They use the plastic acrylic type boxes. Much better boxes. They're much better product and fire resistant. Of course, if it's wired wrong, there's nothing that's fire resistant. But truth is, it is. It's just a hazard. They're a pain, because the thing about those boxes is technically if a receptacle has got a screw, but if it's tight in there, which they are always tight, especially when you have main feeds going into these lines, that main feed going into a small box, that's a lot of wires in that little box, and quite frankly, your receptacle, your switch, all that stuff could touch the inside of that metal box at any time. And if it's just barely touching it, if it's just right on the edge of it, it can sit there and arc for hours and then overheat and start a fire. So plastic boxes, much better problem. Just do a quick walkthrough in the house. This is the kitchen I'm walking into now. We're going to restructure this completely. No, it is dark, but this wall here, well, the lack of a wall, this used to be the bar. It was a long bar, really, really, really interesting, that looked over into the family room. I'm sorry, the living room. And no, I don't know. It's an argument Mom and I have on a regular basis. But anyway, this wall is going to be completely filled in. This is where a lot of the appliances are going to go. Countertop. The sink was originally, of course, right there. You see where the stuff is on the down there. That's where the sink originally was. The plumbing for it. The plumbing has been changed, and I did a saw cut here. This has already been done. I don't know if you can really see it in this video, but I did a saw cut over to here, and of course, there is my new system of drainage and, of course, water services. Of course, this wall over here with the open arch is going to go away. And it's kind of interesting, because if you look at the wall straight on, you can see the building has shifted slightly because everything's leaning a little bit. We're going to fix that. It's not that hard to do. A carpenter can pretty much take care of that. But that whole archway is going to go away. Right here where the pantry was, this little tiny rinky-dink POS pantry, going away. It's going to be filled in right here, but just enough to cover a pantry. And we're going to let that wall on the exterior have a nice big curve to it. It's going to look beautiful. It's more of an aesthetic visual thing. Of course, this wall jetted out from the front door. You walk through the door, and if you take a right-hand turn, you got this weird wall that separated the hallway from the dining room. Now, I can see why they did it. That's kind of how they did it back in the 60s, but we're not going to do that. We're going to remove that completely, have that wide open. And, of course, all these ceilings, if you look, they're 7-foot ceilings. But the trusses are at 8 feet. Why would they drop the ceiling like that? Well, there's no air duct up there. There's no reason for them to drop that. They just did. I guess that's how they did it back then. Well, we're going to remove all that. We're going to take the lighting and everything's going to go up to the trusses, and we're going to make that an 8-foot ceiling. It'll open up the house. It'll make it feel more open, a little larger, and this and that. So anyway, I'm going to prop up this unit on a prop, and somehow put it in some cloth or something, and then I'll make sure you can see me go through the process of doing some demo work. I'll start here in the small bathroom. You've already seen that I've tore up the other bathroom. It's pretty much done. I just need to do this area, so I'll show you how to demo this, demo that, and I really need to get it done anyway, because I got a carpenter coming here, and I got a guy coming in to dig the next couple of days, and I don't want to do any digging. I'd rather pay somebody to do that, so I'm going to pay somebody to do some digging. But the demo stuff, the only reason why I want to do it because I don't trust certain people using my tools, and it's a brand new tool. And I don't like people taking my brand new tools and breaking them, because people just don't know how to use tools sometimes. And quite frankly, if it's not theirs and they're not paying for it, they don't care about it. That's just the truth. You borrow somebody's car, good people that borrow people's cars, drive it like it's their own car. Bad people who borrow people's cars, drive it like they stole it. And that's kind of how tools are. People drive it like they use it like they stole it, and they trash stuff. And I can't afford to be just buying brand new heavy-duty $300 demolition tools every time I do a job. That tool should last me years and years to come. So I'm gonna shut this off. We're gonna go to another shot here. I'm gonna prop the camera up so you can see some demo work. All right? Bye.